crazy flights led us here, and hopping off the plane at LAX in my jeans and my cardigan, I had to do it. Hey guys! We are reunited at last. This has been the long-awaited LA episode.
That we talked about for literally weeks.
Truly weeks, and we made it. We made it to the hotel room, and...
We barely made it, though. It was a struggle to get here.
Yes, Liz did get off her flight, and then we did stand in the car rental place for an hour.
1 hour.
An hour. I counted, there was 7 people in front of her, and we were there for an hour. So.
And I think I stood, like, when I was talking to the guy, I think I was only there for, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I don't know what everybody who was in front of Liz, like, their issue was, but they really needed to get it together.
I don't understand. I truly don't. But it doesn't matter. We got the car, and we headed straight to the beach.
Literally, we went straight to Hermosa. It was beautiful.
It was so beautiful.
We were just happy to be in LA.
And we ate at Tower 12, and I got the most expensive pizza. Y'all, in LA, everything is at least like $20 where you eat. Mm-hmm. And the pizza was great. And I was not going to waste $20, so I ate that entire pizza by myself.
The waitress was not used to these Southerners coming over to California.
No, I still had a couple pieces left, and she's like, "Are you done?" And I was like, "No, does it look like I'm done?"
You were like, "I will be finishing this.
And I will be eating the Parmesan that's on the side."
So yeah, LA has been treating us very well so far. What all have we been up to?
I think we should tell them about our flight over here, though.
We both had very interesting flights on the way over here. Just, people are crazy. So, I'll start.
I was going to say, you should start.
So,
yours is funny.
I left from Orlando, and I had a layover, so I flew from Orlando to Houston, and that flight was great. I didn't really have any issues. It was early in the morning, 10 out of 10. It was fine. It was the flight from Houston to LAX that really was interesting. So we all sit down on the plane and we're chilling, and the flight attendants they like go in the aisle to do their little like safety spiel that they have to do with the life vest and all that. Mm-hmm. You see them on all the flights, and right as the flight attendants are taking their places, I guess I would say
places
everybody. There's this woman. She's a grown woman. She's like at least my age, but she looked a lot older. Who's sitting 2 rows in front of me, and all of a sudden, this woman starts like crying, and not even the quiet weep in your chair. Like she was like, no, this woman is hysterical. She's like, ah! And then she gets up and starts running up and down the aisle of the plane. Like flailing her arms, making these hysterical noises, and everybody's like, what's going on? Because that's not really a normal thing to do.
Is she okay?
Is she doing okay? And the flight attendants are like, ma'am, you have to sit down. Like the plane, it was getting ready to take off. Like they genuinely could not be running up and down the aisle. So the flight attendants are like, ma'am, sit down. And she sits down. And then, not a minute after, we hear, and we were like, and everybody around me is like, what's going on? And then there was a couple sitting next to this woman. They get up, and they're luckily there was empty seats, so they took the empty seats a couple rows back, and this woman is just... I don't know, what's that called? Dry heaving? She's just dry heaving. And the flight attendants bring her the largest garbage bag I've ever seen also. Like a full-on white garbage bag. And they're like, if you're going to throw up in here, I guess. And then this woman is she's dry heaving for like, I don't know, like 5 minutes.
That's
I feel
disgusting.
It kept going on. And I was sitting next to this lovely father.
I just need you to know, like, just you talking about it. I feel my throat sweating.
We mentioned in the last episode that Liz was a puke sympathizer, and she would have not done well with this woman.
I would have thrown up with her. They would have brought 2 puke bags.
No, genuine. And the fact that she was 2 rows in front of me, guys, so like I
don't know how
witnessed
you
this
did it.
happening. I witnessed it all. And, throughout the whole entire flight, she's getting up and down the aisle. The flight attendants have to keep coming to her seat. And she just, I think, halfway through the flight, there was, like, a doctor on the plane who offered to go sit next to her and, like, I don't know, calm her down, because I don't really know what was going on with her. And so for the last, like, hour of the flight, this man was sitting next to her, and she remained pretty calm from what I heard. We didn't hear any more dry heaving, and she wasn't hysterically crying. But then the plane lands, and normally when the plane lands, everybody's so quick to unbuckle the seatbelt and, like, stand up and grab all their stuff.
Yeah.
So, but the captain goes over the intercom, and he's like, all right, all the passengers on the plane, when the seatbelt sign does turn off, you must remain seated, because we have a passenger on the plane who is in need of medical assistance.
Oh my god.
And everybody on the plane was like, of course it's this woman. So when the plane lands and everybody stays sitting down, and the fire department comes in with a stretcher, and this woman gets, like, stretchered off the plane.
The fact that she was having a panic attack and got stretchered off the plane.
It was definitely a sight to see. Someone get literally stretchered off a plane. I also don't know if that's how you say that. Stretcher.
I don't know.
No, legit, a stretcher was brought on the plane. This woman hopped on it and rolled off the plane, and then we all eventually were able to, like, exit. But
it's just, like, the fact that people have actual medical emergencies, and she wasted those people's time to come and take her off the plane. And, like, I'm not downgrading mental illness. I have it, too. But, like, you just, like, wasted resources and money and, like, people's times when they could have been helping other people.
That's her money, too. An ambulance is, like, $6,000.
Yeah.
If I'm dying,
you better be dying.
Take the wheel. Put me out behind the wheel. I'll get there. Anyway, so, yeah, we get off the plane, and I guess, I don't know her status. Hope she's fine now.
She's okay.
But that was my crazy flight story.
My crazy flight story. I was manifesting that I was going to sit next to a cute boy because we were going to LA.
Yeah.
And I did sit next to a boy. A man. A grown man. Who wasn't cute. He had long hair.
Mm-hmm.
He was definitely older. And I was like, okay, he looks rock star-ish. And then I look down and I see that this man has brought 4 cups of hot coffee onto the plane. He stopped at some coffee place in the airport, bought 4 cups of coffee for himself. He has one sitting on the tray in front of him, one tucked into, like, the little pool thing.
The pocket.
Yeah, the pocket in the seat. And then he takes his shoes off and puts 2 of the cups in his shoes. And then he puts his feet up, and he's sitting in the chair like this with his socks. And I'm sitting in the middle. I'm in the middle seat for 6 hours. This flight wasn't 6 hours. I originally thought it was going to, but it ended up being 4.5.
Not bad.
Not bad. And so I'm sitting next to this crazy man and this woman on the other side of me, and I'm like, you know what? I feel oddly comforted that I'm not the only insane person on this flight.
I'm just thankful that his feet weren't stinky.
No, they weren't stinky.
He had stinky feet.
But also, I have OCD when it comes to feet. I don't know, did I ever tell you that?
Yeah,
how
you have.
I hate feet.
Yeah.
And so the fact that his feet are out and next to me, it was really scary.
I think that would make me a little uncomfy too. I'd be like, first of all, why would you put your coffee cup in your shoes? I guess you need a cup holder. Also, I am as much as a coffee addict as the next gal. But 4 cups of coffee at
the same time, though.
Like, at the same time.
Not even, like, throughout the day. Like, throughout the day, I can understand a little bit better.
Yeah.
But
100%.
all at the same time.
Like, he went up to this coffee place and was like, can I get 4 cups of coffee? And I'm pretty sure on flights, they serve coffee.
They do.
Like, you can definitely, like, he could have just gotten one and then gotten a second one.
Yeah.
Did he drink all 4 cups of coffee? Is the question.
I sleep on every plane I go on.
Okay.
So I slept like the first 30 minutes, and I woke up, watched an episode of Netflix, and then I went back to sleep.
Right. So I just hope this man got his money's worth. I hope he drank it all.
But like when I woke up, like some of the cups were missing. So he did like drink them over time.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Someone was tired, evidently. I get
Or
it.
thirsty. Someone was thirsty.
Anyway, crazy flights led us here, and hopping off the plane at LAX in my jeans and my cardigan, I had to do it. Was so much fun, and I'm so happy to be here.
It was a lot of fun. And after we went to Hermosa Beach, we went to Manhattan Beach, and we saw this surfer man go out by himself. It was like evening at this point, like the sun had set, and like, okay, very bold move.
Yeah.
But there was a beautiful surfer man, and it just made me realize, oh, this is the place for me.
No, genuinely, when we were at Hermosa Beach, we saw just this team of very attractive men playing beach volleyball.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just like in their swim trunks. And granted, it's kind of cooler here in LA because it's November.
It was cold.
So
today's warmer.
Yeah, today's warmer outside, but it was like, I don't even know.
It was like 60.
Yeah, I would say in the 60s. And these men were just playing beach volleyball, and me and Liz were like, absolutely. We've been waiting for this.
And it was cold, but it was so much fun. We ran on the beach, and we were like influencers in the wild.
Yeah.
We were acting like we were running at one point and take this picture.
Oh, it's worth it. Pictures are on our Instagram, so go follow us.
Yeah, and I posted some on our Like the Queens Instagram as well, so you should check that out.
Sweet.
But after the crazy day we had, we ended up coming back to the Hollywood VIP Hotel, which is what we're at right now, and we want to give a special shout out to them because they're actually sponsoring us for 2 nights here.
Yeah, I was lucky enough, just happened right timing to reach out to them on Instagram, and I was like, hey, how would you like to collab with us? And they were like, absolutely, here's 2 free nights at the hotel. And I said, wow, thank you so much.
It was very kind.
It was very kind.
They gave us a beautiful room. Like, we'll show you guys at the end. Like, stay tuned at the end. We'll give you a room tour. But we have chandeliers in our room. We have chandeliers in the bathroom. The bathroom is bigger than a lot of hotel rooms, like at other places.
No, genuinely, the bathroom is the most impressive part of this.
Seriously.
In my opinion.
I walked in because I had to pee so bad, and I'm like, Victoria, look at this bathroom.
No, genuinely. She held in her pee so I could come look. Yeah, the mirror is like, I mean, you'll see in the little clip at the end, but the mirror is like all studded. Not studded. You'll see.
It's really big. It's huge.
Yeah. And the lobby is so cool. I love the little, like, the white cushiony chairs out in the lobby.
Yeah, we're going to post pictures. Like, guys, stay tuned. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Oh, and also, we are 10 minutes walking distance from the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So last night, as soon as we settled in and, like, just took a minute to breathe because we hadn't had the chance to do so, we went to the Hollywood Walk of Fame and we walked through downtown Hollywood. It was so cool, especially at night. I say go at night.
Yeah, all like it reminded me of like New York at night.
Yeah,
with all
Times
the lights
Square.
and the theaters and the Hollywood Wax Museum because all the marquee lights were on and it was beautiful. So definitely check out this hotel. We're gonna put the link in our Instagram bio and also it'll be in the link of the YouTube video.
Yeah.
So if you're listening on the podcast, go click on the link.
Check it out.
And just check it out. If you're ever in the LA area, this is a great place to go. I think especially for like younger
I was going to say a younger
students
crowd.
too because it is pretty cheap I think to book normally and a younger crowd because you're in walking distance from all the downtown Hollywood.
And the nightlife. We're actually going to a rooftop restaurant.
Yes, we
and
are.
it's a 10-minute drive from here, so that is amazing.
Yeah, we're very, very excited about it. But yeah, go check out Hollywood VIP. Thank you so much.
And I'm sure you all are wondering, what are the men like here? What are the men like? On every street corner, you will see a beautiful man.
It's very true. Just walking, I walked to my callback this morning and I passed at least 7. At least 7. And it was 10 a.m., not even 10. It was 9:30 a.m. in the morning. So, nightlife tonight.
I'm excited. We're wearing our sparkly dresses.
Yeah, we're going all out. We're dressing up in sequins for no reason. For absolutely no reason. Just for us, but
because we're extra.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll see some beautiful men. We did. I hadn't even swiped. I got here a day earlier than Liz, and I don't even know why, but I didn't even think about opening my dating apps. I was too busy sleeping, apparently. But yesterday at dinner, we both got on our dating apps and started swiping. And
I just so happened to match with a guy that is living on the same street of our hotel. Of course, he invited me over last night, but I said, I am jet-lagged and tired. So I passed out, but we talked about hanging out today, but then he's like, oh, I forgot I had something with work this morning, and I'm like, okay. But hopefully we're going to hang out at some point. He's really cute, and he's nice. He's from Boston, so we'll see. He has, like, the dark, dreamy hair.
Fun.
And he's over 6 feet tall, so I'm, like, so excited.
These men, in my opinion, are very responsive. At least the ones that I've matched with. Because I've noticed, like, in Florida, you'll match with, you match with 10 guys, maybe you'll get 2 or 3 that respond, actually. Yeah. I feel like that's how it is on Bumble, like, most of the time. But in California, I feel like...
They respond like that.
No, like, truly so quickly. Like, I send the message, and then they're here. And I'm like, okay.
So hopefully we'll be able to get in, like, 1 date this week.
Yeah, me and Liz want a free meal. That's our goal here.
Just get free meals. Y'all, it is expensive. You gotta use them where you can.
Exactly.
I was gonna tell you, this one guy, I messaged him, I don't know if it was last night, this morning, sometime, but he's really cute, and he serves and, like, has glasses, like, he's a cutie.
Okay.
And I was like, you wanna show me around? And he's like, absolutely. He's like, I'm going to San Diego for 2 days. He goes, but after that, I wanna hang out with you. And I'm like, okay, perfect.
Great.
Perfect. That makes me happy.
Sweet. So
I hope he follows through.
We'll see, guys. This is our last episode of this season. Yeah. So stay tuned for season 2 if you want to know.
But also, this is the beginning of our week. Like, we have only been here for 24 hours.
Truly 24 hours.
So if you guys want to hear about more, like, I'm sure we'll talk about, like, the opening of our next season, like, what happened in California before we go into Wisconsin.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we have...
all our travel stories will probably get shoved into that season somehow.
Probably.
We've been traveling for months now, so...
It's been exhausting.
Yeah. But so much fun.
It has been so much fun.
And we're doing something with it. We're making moves.
We're trying to make moves. We want to do live shows in New York at some point.
Yeah. If you're listening and we had a live show in any city, where would you want it to be?
Yeah, where would you want a live show to be at?
Yeah. Let us know.
Do you guys know about the Cecil Hotel? I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Is it Cecil? I don't know. But I watched a whole documentary on it on Netflix, like, I don't know, a couple months ago, up to a year, not too long ago. And I learned so much about it, and that it was out in LA. It's like the murder hotel of not just Los Angeles, but, like, of the United States.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I really think that American Horror Story Hotel season is based off of this hotel.
Yeah.
But they had, like, the Night Stalker stayed there, that crazy serial killer from, like, back in the 80s.
We loved it.
Yeah. The Black Dahlia, she has something to, like, connected with the hotel. I don't remember exactly what. So many people... it's really sad. I don't know if they've committed suicide or if they were murdered, like, pushed off the top of the hotel. They don't know. There's been so many different deaths.
For sure.
So many people have died from, like, overdoses. And then there's been so many murders in this hotel. So many murders. And the most famous of them all was the Elisa Lam, which they can't definitely say it's a murder or not. Elisa Lam was this young girl who was excited about life and, like, adventures and everything like that.
Okay.
I kind of relate. And she took a solo trip here out to Los Angeles, and she was staying at the Cecil Hotel when it was open, but it was also kind of like a hostel with some of the rooms.
Right.
You could get a private room, but also you could stay in a room with other girls. And one day, she also struggled with mental illness, so they don't know if she had, like, an episode and accidentally killed herself, or if she did commit suicide knowing what she was doing, or if she was murdered. But she went missing, and her family came out to California. There was a huge search for her, and the last place that she was at, or, like, was known to be at, was at that hotel, because that's where she was staying. Yeah. Some time had gone by, and people started complaining about the taste of the water and the color of the water. And... like, this is really gross. Yeah. So finally, someone in maintenance went up to the top of the hotel to check the water, and they found her body in the water tank. And so the people in the hotel had been drinking and bathing in the water of Elisa Lam's body.
Yeah. That's spooky.
It's spooky, disgusting, and, like, really tragic all around.
Yeah.
And, obviously, like, the hotel has been named, like, the murder hotel and everything. And so many people come in and, like, try to revamp it, make it nicer, try to open a different part of it. Yeah. But today I went to it because of my true crime loving self, and the entire place had been completely shut down.
Yeah.
It's not open anymore.
Dang.
I know. But, like, considering the amount of people that have died there,
Yeah.
and, like, the death toll at that hotel,
Yeah.
like, I understand.
Yeah.
But also, it's just sad. And it's
It
just
is
this
really
giant
sad.
building that's completely abandoned now.
Yeah. That is so sad. I am, like, we both are very much into, like, the serial killers,
Yeah.
like, the true crime vibe of everything. We love all of that stuff, so it just makes me sad that this iconic hotel,
Yeah.
like, because if I would revamp it, I 100% could.
I would totally make it, like, the ghost place.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't haunted, I'd make it, like, the scary hotel. Because I know people would want to stay at it because of its history.
Right. I mean, I think I would 100% stay at night.
Oh, I
as well.
would. I've stayed the night at a haunted house before because I knew it was haunted.
Yeah. I think that adds to the excitement.
It does. You don't know what's going to happen. Am I going to get murdered? Am I going to live?
We'll find out in the morning.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
No, but I'm glad that you got to see it.
Thanks. Me too. It's on my list. And I went by LACMA today. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. It's a famous, like, outdoor light thing, but it's also, like, the Museum of Los Angeles.
Uh-huh.
But we're going to go back there tonight to take cute pics.
Yes, very excited.
With the lights all up and going.
In our sequined
outfits.
outfits.
But again, y'all, this has only been the first 24 hours, so we don't have much to tell you yet. But come back, I'd say next week, because we'll talk about it before starting our Wisconsin stuff.
Yeah.
But come back next week and we'll tell you about our crazy adventures, because there will be a ton of crazy adventures. We just have not had the chance to do them yet.
This is very true.
We are busy working girls. She was auditioning and I was trying to entertain myself.
It's true. It's true. But now we have the night off, so.
And
lots of
tonight
fun.
starts the shenanigans.
Should we tell them about Scientology?
Oh my gosh, we should tell them about
That's something
Scientology. So Victoria, you've never heard of it, right?
Yeah, I had never heard of this place before, and we were walking.
It's a religion.
Oh.
It's a religion.
See, I'm not clueless. I didn't know anything about it until last night when we were on Hollywood Boulevard.
I read a lot of celebrity gossip, terrible things, because I'm that person. And so I read, I'm not a lot, but I've seen quite a bit of articles and controversial stuff about Scientology. And we were walking in downtown Hollywood, there was a giant building about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Victoria, Victoria and I both come from, like, religious families. I consider myself a religious person. I wasn't scared, like, going into it or anything like that, but I was open-minded to want to learn more about them and make a judgment for myself, not based off of, like, what I've read. And what I've read was that it being, like, a cult and something really bad that's, like, harmed people, and, like, some celebrities have come forward and, like, yeah, this is a cult, this is not a good thing. I was like, let's find out. And I said to Victoria, let's go learn more.
Yeah, I went along with her because I know nothing about it except, like, literally that, because she told me that as we were walking up to it. I was like, oh, interesting, okay.
And the lady who greeted us and brought us in and went through us with, like, the COVID protocol, she was super kind and talked about how, like, Scientology has changed her life.
She was really kind. Before you get too into that, I do want to note that, like, they were out there. They had a table, like,
They
this
were ready.
Scientology. They were ready. They were like freaking newspaper boys on the street. Like,
Yeah.
they saw us coming. They said, "Stop! We're giving away these free things. Stop! Sign this.
Yeah.
Sign this. Sign this." Like, they wasted no time.
They wrapped us into going in by saying we were going to get a free personality test. And we are those people that are like, yes, let's take a free
I was like, of
personality
course, I want a
test.
personality test.
I want to know more about myself.
Yeah, and no, it did sound really cool the way she
It
was
did.
describing it. Like, of course, we'd be down to do that.
And then, so she takes us in, and she walks us down to, like, this lower part. And before we get into the lower part, I can see briefly behind us all these people in suits.
Same.
In
There was
different
multiple of them.
in suits talking to people in individual, like,
Cubicles.
And I was like, this
I was
is...
like, I think me and Liz were both, like, silently thinking it because we didn't, like, talk or anything because the lady was talking to us.
Yeah.
Also, before we went down to that thing, we had to fill out paperwork and, like, put our
address, our
information
phone
on it.
And I wasn't fully comfortable doing
And I was like,
that.
why do you need to know my home address for this
Yeah.
free personality test that I'm taking?
Yeah.
But okay. So, yeah,
Yeah.
we walked down
and it's like Men in Black, seeing all these
No,
people.
genuinely.
It was so
and they were all
bizarre.
wearing like gloves, and
Yeah.
they were just like staring. They were truly staring. The girl at the desk and the girl who standing next to her were staring at us while you were talking to our little person. I was like,
because I was just talking to her. I didn't notice.
Yeah, Liz did most of the talking to this woman because she knew about it and she had questions. So I was just kind of standing there, and I was observing these people like genuinely staring us down as we were hearing about what we were about to do.
I went into this with an open mind, wanting to learn more, not wanting to convert religions, just wanting to learn more, be a more educated person about this, because there's so many things that are said about it. I want to make my own opinion. And then she proceeds to tell us that we are about to take a 200 question personality test.
200 questions, and we were like,
what?
Oh, me and Liz, we glanced together, we're like, okay,
and then
that's a lot of questions.
IQ test right after that, and we have up to 30 minutes to take this IQ test.
It was the up to. She was like, you only have 30 minutes. And I'm like, so you're telling me that it could have taken me longer to finish this IQ test? So we're at 200 questions, up to 30 minutes for this IQ test.
And then we were going to sit down with one of these people, and they were going to tell us everything about our personality.
Yeah. So, like, we had to get through the test. We had to sit there. Then we have to wait for the results. And then we get separated.
Yeah, I was like, no.
We get to go into this cubicle with these Men in Black characters for them to read what the graph says. Yep. And we were like,
Like, this is kind of scary.
And then Liz said it really nicely to the woman.
I was like... Because it's almost 9 o'clock at this point, and we're on a 3-hour time difference, so basically it's midnight for me, like, back home, and I had just landed in Los Angeles a few hours beforehand. I'm like, look, I don't want to take a really long test. I'm jet lagged. I want to go home. I haven't had dinner
I was going to say, we hadn't even eaten.
No, we hadn't anything to eat, and it was late, and she was like, oh, but you've already gone through all the COVID protocols and signed in. And I'm like, yes, but.
I know, Liz was like, what do you think, Victoria? And I was like, I think it's really late and that we haven't had dinner, so we're going to go. We're going to go.
We were on the same wavelength.
As soon as I saw literally the Men in Black with gloves on.
Yeah, it was scary.
I thought they had gloves. That was really spooky.
It was really scary. And so we walked back up to the main part, like the information center, which is only what I wanted to do. I just wanted to learn about the basic information. And she goes, okay, so you've heard about Scientology. Like, she was just talking to me at this point because Victoria hadn't heard about it. And she goes, so you've heard about it. What have you heard? And, like, what do you know? And I was like, honestly, I'm just going to be honest with you. I've heard it's a cult. And I want to make a judgment for myself. And I want you to talk to me about, like, what you do, like, where you come from. And, like, the basic of it was that it's the knowledge of self, learning and learning about who you are. And I think that's amazing. And I'm like, that's awesome. Like, of course, you should always work for self-improvement, want to be a better person. And then I was like, so it's not a religion? And she goes, no, that's the first part. That's the only thing that she told me at first.
Okay.
Because she didn't tell me about, like, the religious aspect.
Okay.
She was just telling me about the, like, learning about who you are. Because you only heard about that too, right? When we
and then I started walking away.
Yeah. And I was like, so it's not a religion? She goes, no, it is. That's just the first part. Then the second part is, like, learning about spirituality and how that relates to you.
Okay.
And that's just the basic information that she gave me. I don't understand what she means. Like, I understand, like, you having your own personal spiritual relationship, but I don't know, like, with what it is, who it is, or anything along those lines. So I'm not going to try to act like I know what she's talking about or anything else about the church. It's not a church, about the religion. And so she was like, you can look around, read the stuff. And I did. I read, like, a little bit about the founder and all. But Scientology, I still don't understand it completely. But I can understand why people would say it's a cult, just based off of what happened to us and how easily you can get wrapped into something. And that kind of happens, I'd say, with, like, any religion or any cult religion, is you don't understand what's happening when you're going into it. Like, we filled out our entire paperwork, all of our information. We were going to sit down with someone specifically, individually, and talk. So I can understand how people can easily get wrapped into something that they don't understand, and then you're trapped.
Exactly.
Not saying at all they were trying to trap us, but
no, there were just so many of them, and I feel like they were all very aggressive. Also, while Liz was talking to this girl after as we were trying to make our way out, I was walking around and, like, reading all the signs, and I just, like, I took a picture of one. I think it was, like, step 2 of, like, this process, and it was, like, the purification process or something, and I was like, this is probably why people aren't a big fan of this place, because it was very, all of the steps, in my opinion, were just, like, so, I feel like if a person were saying that, it's, like, a very one-sided view.
Purification is a hard word for anyone to get around. They have that same problem when it comes to Christianity, about being a pure person and what that means. And so
exactly.
I think with any religion, putting the word purification
as, like, your headliner, and this one had, like, 22 bullet points, and I was reading them, and I was like, okay. And there's no judgment here, but, like, that, I was like, this right here is, like, something that would turn me away immediately. Like, if I walked in and I read that, like, I would not even give a second thought to that place.
Yeah.
Because I felt like this sign was judging me.
And
that's
like, how I feel when I walk into a different church. And they are automatically, like, old, conservative, super, like, one-way Christians. And I'm like, this is not for me. Like, I don't appreciate those practices. And I kind of felt that a little bit.
Yeah. I also think it goes to show, we can cut this if you don't want me to tell them, but, like, when we left the church, or we left Scientology, the building, to go walk and explore a little more, and then on our way back, we turned around and walked. We had to walk past the building again, and I had already thrown away my, like, paper or stuff that they gave us, our name tag and our gloves. I threw all those away because I was like, I don't need this. And Liz, when we walked out, was like, oh, I'm not going to throw mine away because we have to walk past the building again. And I don't want them to think that I just threw the stuff away. And I feel like that's kind of something to note for all our listeners. And then as we walked by the building... I think it's funny
you noted that, like, my fear about it.
Yeah.
That's interesting, because I
like,
never thought about
it. I tossed them out, and I was like, I don't care. And Liz was like, I'm going to hang on to them until we get past the building. And as we walked past the building again, they
tried again, getting us come back.
Handing us these papers, and they had, like, 2 new people outside just trying to get these families in.
I'd also like to note about the building, they had armed security.
They did.
And I find that really alarming, that there was armed security on the outside.
Yeah. I find that alarming on, like, both parties. Like, me, I'm like, I see security on the outside of this building, I'm like, should I go in? But then I also feel bad for, like, these workers who probably get so much hate and harassed for, you know, doing, this is their job.
But it's something they're passionate about.
Yeah. So, that was Scientology.
Yeah, no hate, just this is our experience and how we felt with it.
Yeah. 2 newcomers who walked in at 9 p.m. at night.
Yeah. Well, we have to get ready for our rooftop night tonight.
Yes, we do.
But at the end of this, stay tuned for our room tour because it's very cute.
Yes. And all our podcast listeners, go look at our YouTube.
We're going to do a special video of, like, our whole week here. Not talking about it, just, like, videos of our experiences. This is our first, like, vlog with it that we're posting on our YouTube as well. So stay tuned for that.
So go check it out. Like, subscribe.
Rate, review. Follow on social media.
All the things.
All the things.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Elizabeth.
Like the queens.
Here we go. Room tour. Ignore this. This is all of our crap. But we got a nice TV. And look at that chandelier. I'm gonna swing. Camera panning is too fast. Okay. And here is the gorgeous bathroom we were telling you about. And this amazing mirror. Fit check. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous toilet. Gorgeous bathroom.
Gorgeous toilet.